Hello everybody, welcome back to That's Football. Apologies, I, on the previous stream, switched my internet and it said it was carrying on. And then for some reason, YouTube fucking stopped the stream. So I spent 5 minutes looking at a live chat that wasn't even interacting with me. So really interesting that was. Very, very interesting. Yeah, but yeah. I was chatting to nobody for 5 minutes. That was great. So I don't even think you even got to hear about the stuff that I was saying. But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. We're back now, and let's get this going. Put the tweet out. So there we go. Lovely stuff. I think what I'm going to do in future is the minute it starts dropping, we're going to go and plug the other one in. That's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, I was trying to tell people before, but I'll be boring you now if I did. Remember, we're sponsored by Sneak. Sugar-free energy drinks, low calorie. You can get your starter pack where you get 9 different sachets to try. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE, delivered to your door. Loads of lovely flavours, blue raspberry, cherry bomb, Tropicilla, purple storm, delivered to your door. Sneak Energy, low calorie, sugar-free, lovely flavours. The first 200 of you who use the code SNEAKBRIDGE today get 10% off on that QR code or through the link in the description. So don't mess around, links in the description to do that. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. Anthony Taylor is the referee. Interesting. What happened with the live feed, Melps? Okay, so basically, I don't know what you heard from before, but I have 2 internet providers, and basically the UK is shit. It's just falling apart. We've got massive NHS lists, so people are dying. We've got massive energy bills, so people will die and go into poverty. And I genuinely think most things are just becoming absolutely crap in this country. I've never had problems with internet. I've been doing this for years. Never had any problems with it. And I've actually got 2 different internet providers who constantly drop out. So I have to get up and run to quickly change to the other one and hope that that's not dropping out at the same time. It's an absolute farce, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just about to put the timer on the screen. So obviously a lot of you are like, well, pay your internet bills and all this bollocks, which is absolutely fine. But I'm not stupid. I do this for a living. I've got 2 internet providers and both of them are shit. And I've never had that before. And is it coincidental that when the UK is absolutely on its knees, that suddenly service of everything is dropping off? Trains are on strike. Motorways are being fucking closed all the time. There's roadworks everywhere. It's just a bloody joke. This country. Anyway, on a positive note, I didn't get to say this, and I don't know whether you heard me say it before, so I will say it again, because hopefully they will be watching. I mean, I hope they are watching, because if it's gone bad, it might be a waste of time. So I had an email in the week from somebody called Jasmine, and basically her father, George, who can't be a husband, has just recovered from a serious illness, a serious operation. We don't know what, and he's currently in hospital. But he loves watching the content. So she said, "Could you give him a shout out?" So this email came a few days ago. I've not heard anything since, so I presume he's still in hospital. But big shout out to George, and I don't know what team he support, but he apparently really enjoys the content that we do. And I'm sure everyone in the chat will give him a shout out. And I hope we get a really good, exciting game for you today, George. But good. Arsenal have started off very well here. But hopefully not too exciting. We don't want any, further complications or, heart issues. I don't know what the illness is. But big shout out to George. George the GOAT, says Harry, who hopefully is still watching. Unless he's been discharged and he's got better things to do. I'd rather that than the alternative. Hopefully everything's getting better for George anyway. Get well soon, George, exactly. Arsenal have started off very well. And there's that man Martinelli. I did say this. I don't know what I've said before or afterwards, but I said that this game will be about the right backs, and straight away Martinelli with a shot saved by Lloris. No, it hit the post actually. I believe that this game, it is a corner. I believe that this game will be decided by the right backs. Yes. I think Ben White against Son and Emerson Royale against Martinelli. And I really do think Martinelli's going to score today. Bad corner. So, yes, it'd be interesting to see. Bath wants a draw. I'd like to see a draw as well. Tactically, I think the right back situation for Spurs is a weak link. And whilst I think Ben White's done a good job at right back, Rashford did exploit him a bit when he moved against him, and that might be an opportunity for Spurs. But straight away, Spurs have started terribly. They're doing exactly what I feared would be their problem. They're just sitting back, inviting the pressure. Love the chat and the stuff for George. Praying for you, George. We'll try and get an update from George. It's Arsenal all over at the moment. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We are on the road to 780,000. Make sure you get involved. Everyone's welcome on That's Football. We'll be doing, obviously, all the World Cup watch-alongs when they come along as well. I need to get this carousel working. Just realised. Live side graphics. Let's go. We've got the stats for you as well. There you go. Early stats. They will update by the second. Hey Mark, how was it supporting United during your childhood and not being from Manchester? Were there a lot of United fans? Liverpool were fairly more successful than United, says Grealish. Yeah, when I was growing up, there was only me and a lad in the year above at primary school who supported United. And I remember he had the blue United third kit with Sharp on it, and I loved it. And he had the white one as well. Yeah, most people supported Liverpool. That's not a yellow card for Jesus. It's a genuine attempt to get the ball. Will the geese come to haunt you, Mark, says the Almighty. Thanks very much for the super chats. Thanks everyone who's getting involved, by the way. Really appreciate it. Saliba doesn't like he's gonna sign a new contract at Arsenal. Maybe United should get in there, says Melps. Why would Saliba not sign a new contract at Arsenal? I mean, I'm not a United fan. Spurs never had a good first half, I swear, says James. They need to settle down here. Why would he not sign a new contract at Arsenal? I mean, Arsenal are one of the biggest clubs in the world. They're not in the, they're not like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, etc. But they are a big club. Arsenal. It's in London. They're on the way up. I mean, I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to. And I know some players are a bit mercenary, but is there anywhere better for him to be at this point? General says not a United fan. What are you talking about? Mark, you just said you're not a United fan. Well, you can clip that up and use it, can't you? Because clearly I was concentrating on other things. If you think I'm not a United fan, then can I have an Oscar, please? I don't know what I said. I don't know what I was talking about. So good start from Arsenal here. What was the context of what I said? I was talking about what it was like at school, and there was only two of us who were United fans, so I don't even know what I don't know what I was talking about. So if you can give me the context of it, I can tell you what I was on about. But I presume it was just I don't know. These refs are not letting them play. Makes me worried about tomorrow. It's funny, you know. Actually, I was thinking about this a few months ago. I'd actually love it if I wasn't a United fan. Imagine if I wasn't a United fan and I just suddenly went. For the last 7 years, I've spent basically about 18 hours of my day working on a project, you know, missing out on family events and everything, just to wind up the United fan base. Yeah, it'd be great, wouldn't it? Apparently I said I'm not a United fan, but Arsenal are a big club. So I'm talking about Arsenal, aren't I? Quite clearly. So yeah, talking about Saliba, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I think I've rescued it this time. Why are people talking about England versus Italy? People keep going on about England versus Italy. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Why have we got England versus Italy on there? All right, I see. It's all right. I know what's going on. Got all sorts of technical difficulties going on here. There we go. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled, right? You know, maybe there's some tech people out there that are interested in this sort of thing. I've got two internet providers, yeah? And both of them are not stable. They both keep dropping in and out. How can you have that? How can you be in a situation where you have two internet providers and they both keep dropping out? I basically pay for internet twice. And for what? Like they're separate companies on different lines and they both drop out. I tell you, the UK is going to shit. It's going to shit. It really is going to shit. I don't use Wi-Fi, Selman. I've got an Ethernet cable. It's the 1st of October and the energy crisis is kicking in. Now, let's not get into a conversation about internet providers, but they're not on the same line. They're completely separate. They cannot be linked in. They're not. They're separate wires, etc., etc. So, I don't get it. It's weird. It's weird. Poor old George, not the George in hospital, has had to turn their heating off completely. Good cross. Good save, and there has to be an offside there. Arsenal wanted an offside, they didn't get it. What a miss by Richarlison. Unbelievable. The cross came in, the flag didn't go up. Now Arsenal on the attack. It was a free kick for Spurs, and it was a great, great chance for Richarlison. And I think the Spurs players may have beat the offside trap, and if they did, what a miss. Odegaard with the shot. Looks like they were offside to me. I think the linesman's just not got it. Good save by Ramsdale. Looks like there was an offside in that, but it didn't go in anyway. Nice ball in the back for Harry Kane. He's offside that time. He went for the volley. So, interesting first 14 minutes here. Arsenal starting off the better side. Can you change the Ethernet cable card your cable's plugged into? I had the same problem last week. Keep dropping in and out and bought a new card. Can you change the internal Ethernet card your cable's plugged into? I don't know what that is, Nick. Hi Mark, Dwight York has just managed Australian side MacArthur FC to victory in the Australian Cup final, says Red Devils. Well done to Dwight York there. Ben White played them on, according to Sky, so he would have been onside. What a miss by Richarlison that is then. Big miss by Richarlison. That. Game's on BT, so it couldn't have been on Sky. Good points. Spurs are starting to come into this, Gary. Yeah, it's important that Spurs offer something up on the break without a shadow of a doubt. They've got to offer something, and Arsenal started well, and I think conceivably Arsenal could have scored in the first 10 minutes, but it's good that Spurs have had that big chance because it just makes them think. Shot by Ben White way over the bar. Do you think Ramsdale should be England's number one, says Seb? Well, I don't think it should be Nick Pope. But I was surprised he didn't get a chance. I think what I would say is that I think Ramsdale's the more realistic competition for Pickford. Yeah. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Sneak on the show today. Sneak Energy Drinks. The link is in the description and the QR code will be on your screen in a moment. You can get... Ooh, good shot by Xhaka, just wide. You can get 10% off if you are one of the first 200 people to use the code SneakBridge on sneakenergy.com. So delivered to your door if you're in the UK. It's next day delivery. You can get your starter pack where you get your drinks container and 9 different sachets to try. So you put your sachet in, you put your water in, you shake it all about and you give it a taste. Or you can just go straight for your 40 servings tubs. I'm on the blue raspberry today. And you can get hold of yours with 10% off exclusively for That's Football watchers on the first 200 people using the code SneakBridge. So check it out on the link and get yours delivered today. Thanks very much to Sneak. And Arsenal will clear that. Edward says, who do you think will score in this game? Well, my prediction pre-game was that Martinelli would score, and he had a very good chance in the first few minutes. I really do think the game will be about the right-backs. I think the right-backs will be the players to keep an eye on. Son's played a good ball in. Oh, too much power on it for Harry Kane. Kane knows that was a good chance to play him in. Shaq says that Emerson Royale is awful in attack. I think he's awful going back. Deitch and Goldbridge for England job, says Tuna. And are there any roadworks in your street or close to you, Mark? The problem is that there's pending signal from your house to the street. This is why both providers struggle at the moment, says Seiko. 2-1 Arsenal, Mark. I'm on the cherry bomb today as well, says Tumbleweed. Faithful says, I just want to say lovely managing at the Sidemen game. I can't believe that's a week ago. Like literally a week ago, I was at that Charlton game having some salmon. Basically, I got myself in the dinner queue, like because I wasn't even playing, but they were all eating like pasta and salmon and broccoli and carrots and all that. So Goldbridge had a plate. So about this time, I was having my salmon and my broccoli. I can't believe it's a week ago. I can't believe it. I'd like to say I've been inundated with managerial offers. I haven't had any, which is a bit disappointing because I probably would have took one. But Spurs will go to midfield 3 in the second half, says West Side. West Side. I watched Mini Minter's video actually about all the goals, and I watched all of it, and I was stunned that throughout his whole video I never heard the word Goldbridge at any point. Like, goal for Spurs! Arsenal! Thomas Partey! Thomas Partey has scored and he's joins the party. And I tell you what, it's a very simplistic goal, but Arsenal take the lead. And I don't know what to say about this because I need to see it back again. It's a goal, that's for sure. It looks like it's a good goal, but I don't know whether Lloris or Spurs should do a little bit better. Now, Xhaka wants them all to come around. He wants them to have a chat. And they are all having a chat. Yeah, they're having a chat. Let's go. Let's go. Probably saying things like that. So Saka has it. Thomas Partey completely unmarked on the edge of the box. I mean, it's terrible from Mark. That's terrible. I don't think it's a very good goal. It's a very good goal. He's curled it. But it's terrible midfield. Absolutely terrible midfield from Spurs. Where's Højbjerg? Where's Bentancur? You're playing with a back 5. I'd be fuming. You're playing with a back 5. You've basically got a back 7. And you're giving a midfielder 10 yards on the edge of the box. This is Premier League football. Premier League football. And you are giving somebody that much space on the edge of the box. It doesn't matter whether it's Partey or Xhaka. You cannot give people that much space on the edge of the box. It's disgusting defending by Spurs. Where's the energy? Lovely goal. Lovely goal. But if you give a Premier League footballer 10 yards on the edge of the box, they're going to have a shot on goal. And he took it very, very well. But it's terrible from Spurs. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish energy from their midfield to be giving people that much space on the edge of the box in a Premier League game. Fantastic finish by Thomas Partey. Poor energy from Spurs. And they've given Arsenal the lead. You want a goal in this sort of a game anyway. But what did I say? I think Spurs are vulnerable. And they look vulnerable at the moment. Oh, come on, though. Playing a back 7 and they're all standing in your own penalty box. Watch that back. Thomas Partey has got a brilliant finish on him there, but he's got so much time. He could have took a touch. Spurs are a second half team, says Wimpy. They've had a big chance. Zayn Miasi's in the house with his goal celebration. David says, I don't rate Arsenal's squad, but I do rate their first 11. It's quality. And Mame says, that Spurs team's vulnerable. They're not marking their players. They've got it again here. Lovely run by Saka. Oh, Spurs look absolutely lost at the moment. Good play by Romero, though. I'll tell you what, Højbjerg and Bentancur are getting absolutely swallowed up here. Good ball by Son. Got to go wide there. Kane gets it wide to Emerson Royale. Have you ever watched Anime? No. Peanut butter jelly. Good cross. No one's attacking it, though. They'll go for a throw into Arsenal. Good goal. Good goal. You've got to say it was a good goal. But the marking defensively was not great. Hi from India, says Danny. Chunks' goal was better, says Protein. The thing about Chunks' goal, it was good, but you know Lloris would have just caught it. What flavour sneak am I on, Ninja? I'm on the old blue raspberry today. Nice ball in behind. Ramsdale quick off his line. Spurs football like United, counter-attack and not sustainable. We play beautiful football, says Zane. I predicted Arsenal would cause them problems, and they're causing them problems here. What did I say? 3-1? Spurs have got to be careful because this game could be over very, very quickly. I did say that the shaker you can get, it only came out yesterday. It's brand new out yesterday, so please use the code. You can use it on the shaker, Sneakbridge. Just buy the shaker if you want it. Metal shaker, 10% off. First 200 people who use that code, which is Sneakbridge. You can scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Big shout out to Sneak. 10% off for the first 200 people. Yeah, the metal shakers are very good. You can get the black one as well, which is nice. Arsenal doing all the attacking here. Partey on the edge of the box again. Look at that Spurs defensive line. It's terrible. It's like England. They're marking space, not the back. Mark, would you consider a cabrillation? No, Molly, no. And thoughts on Basuma, Mark? Bad move. It's a bad move for Basuma, Mike. I don't think Basuma would have been. I think Basuma would have closed Thomas Partey down. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Please do subscribe. I mean, look at this. Look at how much time Thomas Partey's got. Højbjerg and Bentancur are at least 5 metres away from him. But I don't want to take anything away from the goal. It was a very good goal, but it's lazy from Spurs midfield. They're marking space. They're not marking players. And when you're marking space and you're not marking players, you allow goals like that, basically. The Thunderdome. I need to upload the highlights of that, actually. 25 minutes gone then. Arsenal looking very comfortable at the moment. Spurs looking to smash and grab. I've been a bit disappointed with Spurs this season. I think a few Spurs fans have been a bit disappointed with them as well. It's just last season... post-Christmas, the front three of Kulusevski, Kane and Son made them one of the most exciting attacking sides in the league. This season, it's just very defensive. Alex says, why bring in Basuma if they aren't going to use him in the big games? I just think some of Spurs' transfer activity is weird. Emerson Royale is ridiculously weak, and yet you buy Spence and you don't use him. Basuma, lovely play by Arsenal here. Jesus got tackled. And a foul. We are the ones they left behind. I'm on Talk Sport tonight, yeah. Call Goldbridge, 7:30 tonight till 9 o'clock. Call in and have your say. Might be a few excitable Arsenal fans and angry Spurs fans at the moment. Mark, are you a Chelsea fan? No. Uber Melon says Spurs are so defensive, it's boring. Son gets the ball wide. There's a lot of space for Perisic here. He's up against Ben White. He will shoot. He's got to do better. That's a good opportunity for Spurs. That's the danger on the break, and it was a good chance there. But he's not. He'll be disappointed with himself there. Let's coin a cliche. He'll be disappointed with himself. He's got acres of space on the left-hand side. He's up against Ben White. I think Perisic makes a mistake there. He's skillful enough to run at him. I don't know why. Why didn't you run at him? Why didn't you have a run at him? I'm Ronnie Pickering. You're who? I'm Ronnie Pickering. Who's he? I'm Ronnie Pickering. Has anyone heard? I love that. I love that clip. It's Ronnie Pickering. I'm Ronnie Pickering. Never heard of you. It's Ronnie Pickering. Lovely 1-2. Son. Son, Richarlison. Oh, overhit. That was the chance. That was a chance. It wasn't the chance, but it was a chance. Hey, up! He's given a penalty! It's a penalty to Spurs! They've taken advantage of this this opportunity, and it's a penalty to Spurs. Richarlison goes down. He can be a diver. He can be a diver. It's Gabriel. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It is a pen. I can't lie. He has... I mean, to be fair, Spurs should have scored anyway. Son overhits it to Richarlison, but he gets it back in the box. I'm a United fan. My 70-year-old dad is Gunners fan. He survived 2 tumour removals this year, and Arsenal are winning. It makes him happy. Tough spot for me, says Mohamed Saki, whose 70-year-old dad has survived 2 tumours and is an Arsenal fan, and he's happy that Arsenal are winning. Thoughts to your dad, but he won't be very happy at the moment because it's an Arsenal penalty. Maybe Ramsdale can make him happy because it's a definite penalty for me. Gabriel... Not that one. Love the content. Would you consider commentary, says Schwab, if I got a good offer? But it's a clear penalty for me. Bradley says it's never a penalty. Mate, for me, that's a penalty. It's Harry Kane. Arsenal will be gutted if this goes in. They've been much the better team for the first half an hour. But Spurs have an opportunity here. So right their wrongs. And Conte looks on. Zane's going to be in the mud. Is he going to be in the mud? Anthony Taylor has a run across. Don't know what he's going to have a look at. A penalty all day, says Fennick. I think it was a penalty. I can't see any connection on the ball. Now, Harry Kane has already missed a penalty this season. He went to the keeper's right. Ramsdale is English. So is Henderson. Is Kane going to go to the right again? He's missed there before. It's a bit of a duel now. And he's gone down the middle, and it's 1-1 to Spurs. 1-1 to Spurs. Harry Kane makes it level. We've got a bit of a game on our hands now, and it's 1-1. And Arsenal will be gutted. Absolutely gutted. They've been the better side. They've scored a banger, but they are 1-1 after half an hour, and it's game on. It's game on. It's game on. It's game on. Shout out to Mohamed's dad, though. He was very happy that Arsenal were winning. It's not happy now. It's 1-1. Give me some sneak. It is lucky for Spurs, but you know what? They should have been 1-1 before that. Son could have slipped Richarlison in 1-1. He didn't. But Arsenal failed to clear their lines. And I think it's bad defending by Gabriel, if I'm honest. I don't think Spurs are in a position to really score there, and Gabriel just ends up getting beaten, and it's 1-1. You just got to go again. Just got to get your head straight and go again here. Get your head straight and go again. Simple as that. We have been the better side, like against United, to Zane. Yep, but you don't win prizes for that. You got to go out there and do it again, lad. I was the better side last week. YouTube All-Stars were the better side. We lost. I'd love a draw. I predicted 3-1 to Arsenal, and it's very much a possibility. But I'd love a draw. Jesus. Oh. I think both defences look vulnerable, don't they? They're like a seal on a piece of ice with killer whales going round the edge, trying to knock them off for a midnight snack. Some of you will be offended by that, but at the end of the day, that's nature. And that's football. But yeah, there's a vulnerability to these defences, and is that because both teams have got strong attacks, or are their defences weak? But they are the reason I spoke about that seal is because I saw a video on Facebook the other day. It was gruesome. I don't like that sort of stuff. Arteta out. Favourite sneak flavour? Depends on the day. It's like saying what's my favourite takeaway. But Spurs are counter-attacking really well. Emerson Royale's got some space here. He gives it to Harry Kane. And Kane's cross is absolutely crap, but it will go for a corner. Lucas says Arsenal had every chance to clear that ball. I think both goals are preventable. If I'm the manager at half time, I'm saying, if I'm Arteta, I'm saying, look, Richarlison picks that up. We've got plenty of players back. Why are we getting ourselves in a position where we're conceding a penalty? And if I'm Conte, I'm saying we've got 7 players behind the ball. Why is Partey getting a free shot on goal with no one closing him down? So both goals are preventable, really. Corner to Spurs here. Good game, though. Good game, good game, good game, good game. Cross comes in. Ramsdale, oh, he's in a bit of trouble. He's in a bit of trouble there, but he punches it away. Oh, Derva says Arsenal fans are mad about the penalty. It's always frustrating when you're playing well and then you concede a penalty. It is. Because it feels like a sucker punch, and it is. Kulusevski's injured. He's not on the bench, Dave. You're right. You're not wrong. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. I need to get the bloody carousel going here. You can get 10% off the first 200 people to use the code SneakBridge by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description. You will get 10% off. You can get these brilliant, only released today, red metal shakers, or you can go for your starter pack where you get 9 different sachets delivered to your door. 10% off with the code SneakBridge for the first 200 people who use it. But I am about to start the carousel now because we want to have a look at the stats. Perisic is in the box again here. No, he's not. He's picked the ball up. That must be because it's a. It must be because it's an offside or a foul. A foul on Saka. That's what it was. This one goes out to the one I love, Richarlison. What is Arsenal's defence doing here? Why didn't he cut it back to Højbjerg? Is that Ronnie Pickering? I'm Ronnie Pickering. I'm Ronnie Pickering. I tell you what, it's a good game. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space. Jesus does really well and wins a free kick. There's a lot of space out there. It's end to end with a lot of space. Saka with the cross, wins the corner. I'm Ronnie Pickering. You who? Ronnie Pickering. Oh, I'm going to have to watch that later. Cross comes in. Lloris punches at it. And Spurs clear it. 37 minutes gone. Will I be streaming the Manchester derby, says Leo. Does a bear shit in the woods? He's in. Richarlison. You greedy bastard. You greedy shit. Oh, sorry. Why didn't he slip him in? Twice. Twice Richarlison's done that. Twice. He's just had a chance where he cutted it back. First time pass now. Look at him taking the touch. I mean, he was onside anyway, but it needed to be first time. I'm not even a Spurs fan. I just hate waste. I hate waste. And he had a chance just before that where he could have cut it back to Højbjerg. Oh, get Richarlison off. He's one of those players. He's one of those players. You know, he's brilliant but frustrating. Final ball of Spurs actually hasn't been that good, has it? Kulusevski would have played him in, yeah. What a game. It's a good game. I think the fact that both defences look dodgy is making for a really good game here. Arsenal. Oh. I've just tweeted it there, and I'm going to go with it. I'm going to commit. I think both defences are so dodgy. It's making for a really good game. Kulusevski's injured. Yeah, Alec, yeah. I'm still going to stand by the fact that I think Martinelli will score. Up against Emerson Royale, I think he will score. Even every corner you think is going to get scored. But Spurs counters have been very good, I've got to say. Arsenal's build-up play in the final third is very good. And then Spurs counters have been very good. Mark's a Spurs fan. I'm not. I'd rather Spurs go in front, though, because there's more of a chance of a draw. I think if Arsenal get back in front, they'll win. I think Spurs are quite lucky to be back in this game. So ideally, I'd like to see Spurs go back in front, because I don't think it'll finish 1-1. Referee just wants to have a word with Gabriel. Dreams can come true. Look at me, baby, with you. You know you got to have dreams. You know you got to be strong. That's the real goat, Gabriel. I'm not really into. I nearly said I'm not really into women. I'm not really into female pop stars. It's not my thing. I'm more into I like female indie stars. Like, I used to like Sleeper, Manson, but pop stars I'm not really into. I'm not into male pop stars. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do like Gabrielle. I like Dreams Can Come True, and what was the other one I liked by Gabrielle? Out of reach, couldn't see. You were never meant for me. People will be like, who is Gabrielle? And why are you doing that? She used to wear a patch over her eye, not because she was a pirate, because she, I think she had a glass eye or something like that. Very good singer. I like most of her stuff. I've got the best of Gabrielle. It's a good game though. There's going to be more goals. Shania Twain, she gets on my tits. What's that song she does? So you think you're Brad Pitt? That don't impress me much. I've told this story before, but I was in a club in Dublin one Saturday night, stood on the edge of stood at a bar really, and there's a bit of a dance floor, and good interception. Here we go. Spurs are on the attack. We'll follow this through before we tell the story, because it could be a more interesting thing. Oh no, Arsenal got a lot of defenders back now. Kane takes his time. Here's Emerson Royale. Oh, he's so bad. Look at him. He's fell over his own feet. Rubbish. Waste of time, that is. Cranberries are brilliant. I love Cranberries, but they're not pop stars. They're an indie band. So yeah, I'm in a club, in a pub in Dublin, and stood at the bar having a pint with some of the lads, and it's later on in the night, and there's a bit of a dance floor next to the bar, and Shania Twain comes on, and these girls, I mean, come on, look at me. There's always going to... No, I'm joking. But these girls are having a bit of a dance and they're having a good time. And Shania Twain comes on. That don't impress me much. And every time it went, so, you think you're Brad Pitt? They were doing the moves. They were pointing at us going, so, you think that's Brad Pitt? You think you're Brad Pitt? That don't impress me much. And I just went like that. And they were offended. I said, this song don't impress me much. Well, I tell you what... One of the lads was choking on his Carlin. He was like, that's a brilliant line. But here we go. Lovely play by Jesus. Amazing run by Jesus. Oh, it wasn't even Jesus. It was Jesus. I thought it was Odegaard because he went to put his foot in. What a run by Jesus. I've captained him in my Fantasy Premier League as well. Emerson Royale. Oh, God. He's so bad. What? Why does he play for Spurs? I got told something about Emerson Royale, which I don't know whether it's true. That apparently he's paid a load of money to get people to make him better at football. Like, there was this story that he'd asked for tactical analysis of Hakimi and some other stuff as well. I mean, you've got if it's true, you've got to give the lad a bit of credit, because I know loads of footballers, and the only thing they're spending money on is themselves and bloody FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. But apparently, he spent a lot of money on trying to become a better footballer, but can't polish a turd. Good cross. No, keeper's got it. Well, we're just about half time here. And it's been a cracking game. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Loving this game. It's been very, very good. I think it's been a cracker. Cracking derby. This. Nice ball into the box for Son. We're only going to get 2 minutes added on in this half. I'll talk to you about FIFA 23 at half time if we get a chance. Emerson Royale gets it to Richarlison. Greedy shit again. He's a right greedy shit, Richarlison, isn't he? It's all about him. He's bloody Shania Twain on a football pitch. Why is it stuck on 769 again? Oh, I'm getting fed up with this now. Wasp says Anthony Taylor is biased and is basically a Tottenham fan. What do you think about that? What are you thinking about the referee's performance so far? Is that a fair assessment? We can do some polls in the halftime chat, Justin, if you want to. I'll tell you what, I have got a poll for you at halftime, and I'll do it for you now. This is an interesting one. Premier League. Arsenal are in the box here. Who do you think should have won the Premier League Player of the Month? Rashford won it. Haaland was a contender. I can't really think of anybody else, but I'll add someone in if you want to. But I think it was between those two. I'll be honest, half time, I'll be honest, I was over the moon for Rashford, but I can't understand why Haaland didn't win it. And it's not something I can talk about on the United stand, because you'd never get an unbiased opinion. But I actually think I was very surprised that Haaland didn't win it. And I don't know whether it was voted for by the public, because if it is, it's obviously always going to be that. So it's half-time, and it's 1-1 at half-time. Really, really fantastic London derby, especially for a lunchtime game. North London derby, sorry. Arsenal definitely been the better footballing side, but Spurs have countered dangerously. I think it's a tale of two crap defences, if I'm being completely honest. Neither defence looks solid at all. The first goal coming from Thomas Partey is an absolute banger. But from a Spurs point of view, I'd be fuming. They've got 7 players behind the ball, and none of them are within 5 metres of a player on the edge of the box. So Partey's still got a lot of work to do, but he's got a free shot as well. And at this level, those players can do what he did. Lloris has got no chance. 1-0. And then again, defensively, Arsenal have just been a little bit all over the place, because Spurs have looked dangerous on the break numerous times. Son could have slipped Richarlison in, didn't take advantage of it, and then we end up in a situation where Richarlison gets the ball in the box, doesn't look like he's got anything to do, What happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Gabriel puts a silly tackle in and it's a penalty and it's 1-1. Good day, mate. This is Tom Grant. So many glitches and bugs on FIFA 23 so far. They don't even have the Notts Forest Stadium. No excuse. Your opinion of FIFA 23 so far. I am going to give you my opinion of FIFA 23, Tom, and I will do it in a minute. But I just want to talk about this game first of all. Can I just say... Oh, fucking hell. It's done it again. Keeps dropping off here. Just load this up. It's not... Yeah, it's because... The Arsenal Spurs shield keeps dropping off, so you keep getting England against Italy 3-3. Rashford had more goal contributions in less games. He had 4, whilst Haaland played 3 games and only has 2 goals as AMK. We'll get voting. Sneak Energy are sponsoring our stream. They've got some lovely metal shakers you can get. The red one came out yesterday. It's made of metal. It's absolutely fantastic. Or you can go for a starter pack where you get 1 container and 9 different sachets to try. What is Sneak Energy? It's low-calorie, sugar-free energy drinks you can get delivered to your door. Some lovely flavours. Tropicilla, Blue Raspberry, which I'm on today. Cherry Bomb, Electric Mango, Purple Storm. Lovely flavours delivered to your door. Sugar-free energy drinks. Check it out. And the first 200 people who use the code SNEAKBRIDGE will get 10% off. You can just go for that. Order one of those. But 10% off for the first 200 people who use the code, delivered to your door. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE on anything you order. Links in the description or scan the QR code. Click the link and have a look. They've got some fantastic stuff there. Let's have a look at the stats at halftime. That was the thing I wanted to look at. So halftime, this is what we're looking at. So 59% possession for Arsenal. Not surprised about that. 9 shots to 4. 4 shots to 3 on target, though. Quite close on shots on target. Corners, 4-1 to Arsenal. Passes, 250 to 178. Pass accuracy, 88% to 80. Tackles, they're quite equal on that. And Spurs making more fouls. The balance is with Arsenal. And again, I think it's going to be a really interesting second half because Arteta, in this scenario, Arteta is in a very similar situation to what he was against United. They are the better footballing side in relation to possession, and yet they are not ahead. And, you know, these are the challenges that Arteta is going to have to face. How do you deal with these sort of issues where you feel you're the better team and you feel you should be winning, but you're getting sucker punched? Man United, we sucker punched Arsenal. We were 1-0 up at half time. They were brilliant for the first 20 minutes of that half. They got back to 1-1. They thought they were going to win, and we killed them on the break twice. Brought Ronaldo on, who pulled the defensive line up, and then the arrowed runs of Eriksen and Rashford kept getting in behind, and they lost the game. So it's going to be a real test for Arteta in the second half. Has he learned from that game at Old Trafford? Because if they continue down this route where we're the better team and we'll win because we're the better team, Spurs have already shown that they can catch them on the break and they could end up losing the game again. So maybe Arsenal just need to be a little bit patient here. Get that goal and then make sure that they defend it better, because I'd be pissed off with Gabriel if I was Arsenal, to be honest with you. And I want to see that penalty back because it looked like it was a stonewaller. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. It's done it again. Look. It's changed it to 679. I'm getting really fucking angry with it. Stop doing it. Basically, unpublish, take, get out. There we go. It's right now. We've had 7,000 votes and 71% of you would have given it to Haaland. I'm going to swear allegiance to Rashford here and say that Rashford should have got it because I'm a Man United fan and be biased. But I might be being a bit unfair on Rashford as well, because I'm thinking about all these goals that Haaland scored, but they may well have been in late August, come to think of it. But there we go. Rashford won it. Haaland wasn't nominated for Player of the Month, Mark, says Ronan. There we go. I don't know who was nominated. I don't know how it was picked, but there we go. So second half, where do we think this is going to go? Should we do a little bit of poll on that? Where do you think this is going to go in the second half? We're going to do a result poll. 1-1 at half time. What are you going to go for? I said 3-1 to Arsenal, which is still on the cards. Get your vote in. I still feel that the balance is with Arsenal. And at the moment, Spurs' plan is very much to hit on the break. I'm an Arsenal fan. It was a clear penalty, self-inflicted. Arsenal had a couple of chances to clear it before it fell to Richarlison, says David. Yep, they did. And should Eric Dyer go to the World Cup, says Spurs? Well, I think if Harry Maguire is going to the World Cup, then certainly, yeah, you can't really argue about that happening. But we're just going to have a look at the goals back here. They've got it on BT. I mean, look, BT have highlighted it again. That's massive. Look at that. Goldbridge with the stats. I said this when it went in. It's a lovely finish by Thomas Partey. He's got 10 metres around him. It's a lovely goal. It's a lovely goal. But you've got to be closer to him if you're Højbjerg or Bentancur. You cannot leave that amount of space. But it's a brilliant goal by Thomas Partey. You can't argue with that. Absolutely brilliant. Arsenal have played really well, I agree. Spurs have stuck to their plan. I want to see the penalty again, though. Birthday shout out for Daniel. If Ronnie Pickering does not sort them out, says Nobby. Tottenham are the new Burnley, says Pillman. Here's the penalty incident. Now, watch this back. If you've got it on the telly at the moment, Son should slip Richarlison in and they should score. He overplays the pass. It's too powerful. That should have been a goal anyway. Now, Richarlison's not in a dangerous position here. I don't know why Arsenal just don't get rid of it. Xhaka makes a mistake. Oh, I tell you what. They should never be giving that penalty away. Gabriel should not be making that tackle. Saliba's going to block it. It's just bad defending. It really is just bad defending that cost Arsenal there. I don't know what goes wrong, but it's not great. It's not great at all. It really isn't. Right, I'm just going to go and have a quick half-time wee here. But if you want to, what you could do is you could check out Sneak and you could give it a quick look while I'm doing that. Remember, you can get 10% off with the code SneakBridge while I'm away. But links in the description to do that, and I will be back in a moment. So there we go. What the hell's going on here? I'm not going anywhere yet. I don't know what I've just done. Get out. I'm not going yet. I'm not going. I'm still here. Do I think there'll be any substitutions at half time? No, I don't. I don't think they need to make any substitutions, either team at the moment. I mean, our Spurs have got Basuma. I think he's a really important player who Conte just doesn't seem to utilise at the moment, but I think he is a good player to bring in and utilise. 43% if you think Arsenal will win, 27% are going with a draw, and Spurs. I'd love a draw. This would be a fantastic result as far as I'm concerned. But I'm staying at the moment. Sneak don't deliver to Ireland. Why? I live there, says DCS Snacks. I don't know. I don't know. Right. I am going to pop off. I'll be back in a minute. Keep going in the chat. Check out Sneak. 10% off for the first 200. Use the code SneakBridge. Yeah, you've always got to wash your hands. Always got to wash your hands. I don't normally need to go to the toilet as much, but because I've been on the sneak, it's going through me a lot. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. Check it in. I did wash my hands, yes, and a bit of Wallace and Gromit there. Just ordered my first sneak. Cheers for 10%, Mark. Says Tom Grant, legend. Tom, thank you very much. Remember, you can get 10% off. It's exclusive for you today. 10% off for the first 200 people who use the code SneakBridge. Delivered to your door. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks. You can get your starter pack where you get 9 different sachets. This has just come out yesterday. The new red metal shaker, which is lovely. Check them out. Some lovely flavours out there. My recommendation would be to avoid the starter pack and just go for a 40 serving tub of blue raspberry or cherry bomb, but I'm biased towards those flavours. I think Basuma comes in after we swap to a 3-5-2, says Richard S. Can I just remind people that tonight I am on TalkSport at 7:30 on their YouTube channel, but also on national radio. Call Goldbridge is back 7:30 till 9 o'clock, national radio and on their YouTube channel, taking your calls on all the day's action. And there's some interesting games coming up today. Chelsea against Crystal Palace. I'm going to predict now that they won't win. Liverpool at home to Brighton. I'm going to predict now that they will win. So, yeah, lots to get involved with. And if you want to get involved and call in, you could be the clip of the day. You could be the clip of the day, which I do on my show and announce at the end of it. So if you do get on, go for it and give us some good opinions and you could be winning. Mark, who are your top 3 favourite UFC fighters, says Jimmy Goodman. I don't really watch it. Can't wait for tomorrow, says Bailey White. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner to do it. You're very welcome on the channel and everybody's welcome on That's Football. I need to tell you, being as it's half time, what I think about FIFA 23. We are 300 subscribers away from 776,000. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner to do it. Belated congratulations on your managerial debut. Nice suit, electric attacking football, but a little leaky at the back. Echoes of Arsene Wenger, says David. Yeah, I'd love to manage every week. You know, I'd love to do it every week. I think it would be absolutely brilliant. I'd love to do it, but I had a couple of conversations this week about people doing it, and I was like, how do I manage amateur football and then do everything else that I do? And there was a really good proposal put forward that, you know, just come to coach. Just get people to train your team and tell them how you want to be trained. And then just, you know, basically turn up on match day. That's what Sam Allardyce used to do. And I was like, yeah, I probably could do that. But it's intriguing. And it's certainly something that I may well look at. Okay, so let me just tell you that tomorrow I'm on the United Stand doing the Manchester Derby. Monday night, back on here to do Leicester against Forest at 8 o'clock. Tuesday night, I'm not doing anything. Wednesday night, I'll probably do Chelsea versus AC Milan because that's what I want to do. There's not really any games that take my fancy on Tuesday night, if I'm honest. So, yeah, but we're getting back to this match now. We're getting back on this game now. Are we going to get a winner? I think somebody will win. I'd like a draw. But I'm going to stick with... Suradeep says, what's your FPL team? I'll tell you in a minute. I'm going to stick with Arsenal 3, Spurs 1. And we're off and running for the second half. Hey, you've been nominated twice for the Football Content Awards. Why aren't you mentioning it? Of course, voted twice for you, says Ike. I don't mention the Football Content Awards, and I'll tell you for why. Because anybody can win that by just spamming for votes. Like a tiny little YouTuber can win it if they just get loads of people to spam their link. I just don't think it's a very credible way of winning an award. I think it's a way of getting the people who organise it to get loads of people's details on their website. So I'm not really interested in it, to be honest with you. If people want to vote for me, that's great, because they are voting just without being told to vote. I don't think, you know, putting a link out and asking people to vote is the best way of doing it. We did it a couple of times and I just sort of saw through it, to be honest. So yeah, thanks for voting for me, but not going to be turning up and not really that interested in it, to be honest. I know that sounds really horrible, but I don't agree with awards like that, but I do agree with the ball like that. And it was a lovely ball in. And it was a lovely raw ball by Romero, but Saliba had seen it, and it was good defending by Arsenal. What about FIFA 23? I I don't know what I think about FIFA 23. What does everyone else think about FIFA 23? I feel like it doesn't really matter whether I say it's good or bad, because I look around and people are just, I've got this card, I've got this on Ultimate Team, I've got Haaland, I've got Prime Burkamp, I've got this, I've got that. And I thought, well, do you think EA really give a shit? They've got God knows how much money flowing in by the minute of people opening packs. They've already won. It doesn't really matter what the gameplay is like, does it? Because they've already won. Ultimate Team basically makes them minted. Like, it doesn't, the gameplay doesn't matter. So it doesn't really matter what we think about FIFA 23 because they've already won. So, but as somebody who likes career mode, the fact that a goal was scored against me when the ball went the other direction that far before it hit the bloody player's head, they haven't been asked to put the forest ground in. I think it's that the effort they put into career mode, pro clubs, it's just a money-making machine. And I actually am at the point with FIFA where I'm surprised that, you know, the authorities haven't actually done a little bit more, because as I said last week, if I'd have been like a 13-year-old schoolboy and this existed, I'd be addicted. I'd be absolutely addicted. I'd be asking for money to open packs all the time. So I'm surprised not more's done about it, because I think it's concerning. But I've been consistent about that for years. I think Ultimate Team is concerning, but that's the thing that makes them the money. As for the gameplay, it's either really crap or really innovative, because you can't dribble, and pace has been killed off as well. So that could be a good thing. It's just very different, isn't it? But here's Arsenal. Oh, goal! Jesus! It's a goal! It's Jesus! It's Jesus with a goal. If you can't hear me at the back, Lloris has made a right error here. It's Saka with the shot. And I don't know how it ends up being a goal for Arsenal, but in a game like this, you cannot afford to concede a goal like that. Gabriel out, says Zayn Miyasi. He needs to improve before he comes back in. I suspect Zayn will be very happy now. But what are Spurs doing here? Saka gets the shot in. It's a standard save for Lloris. And he spilt it. He spilt it. It's like me with a cup of tea when I'm pissed. He spilt it. Saka, oh no. What is Lloris doing? He hasn't even spilt it. He's palmed it into his defender. Oh my God, it's terrible. Why is Lloris palming this there? He's palmed it straight into Romero. People are saying it's Romero's fault. I don't think it is. Lloris has got to palm that away. He's palmed it into the danger zone. Jesus, 2-1 to Arsenal. Well, I tell you what, that's a gift. It's a gift for Arsenal, and it's terrible defending by Spurs. On the balance of play, it's probably the right score. The assist would probably be Saka. Maybe it won't go down because Romero touches the ball, but you might get lucky and get an assist for Saka on that. It's poor goalkeeping. Effectively, Lloris should not be palming that back into the danger zone. He's got to put it out towards the left back. Interesting game, isn't it? Interesting game. Back and forth, but yeah. Defences have been weak in this game. Emerson Royal's just going, it wasn't me. He's not been at fault for either goal yet. Yeah, as a goalkeeper, we'll talk to Ben Foster about this on Monday on the Football Fill-In, and he will say that's on Lloris. He's got to palm that away from the danger zone, not into the danger zone. Corner comes in, Ramsdale, Højbjerg, good shot. And Arsenal are on the break. No, they're not. I don't think Romero's massively involved at fault there. In slow play, it looks like he's got loads of time, but in real time, the shots come in. Lloris has palmed it straight at him. He's touched it back to the keeper, and then Lloris has missed it. London is red. Jesus, best striker in the league. Oh, I've captained Jesus, Zane. So for me, At least he scored. It's a bit of a dangerous thing to go with Jesus captain over Haaland, but good play by Arsenal here. Lovely run by Martinelli. Nobby says if Arsenal get another one, it's over. Well, I did say 3-1. I predicted 3-1. I don't want to come across as a genius, but I did think Arsenal would win today. I mean, look, what did I say before the game? Imagine if Arsenal win this game and then next week they beat Liverpool at home. Excuse me. Jesus into the box. He wants a penalty. He's hurt himself. I don't think he'll get one. Had another super chat here from Michael. He says, with the Ronaldo FA news, it makes me wonder, did Maguire get any FA ban or anything for his Greece issues? Yeah, but that wasn't in a football ground, was it? Oh, God. Emerson Royale is so bad. Bloody hell. How crap is Emerson Royale? Like, how does he get Jesus a free header here? Oh, God. It's a free header for Jesus on the back post. He's got a lot of work to do, but Emerson Royale's positioning is shit. Absolutely terrible. Tell you what, that was that not a penalty on Jesus? I'd have to see it in slow-mo, but it looks like that could have been a penalty on Jesus there. It's not going to be given. They're not reviewing it on VAR, but a few people in the chat saying it should have been a penalty. Looks like a foot caught him. Gilly says no penalty in my opinion, and I'm an Arsenal fan. I'd have to see it in slow-mo to see it properly, but it's not being given. It's just they were replaying it because Jesus was injured from it, but he's all right now. Lots of people now saying it wasn't a penalty. Bit of a debate going on. Still 35 minutes to go. Would you still pick Lloris over Ramsdale, says Jonesy, and Tottenham need to get Mbamba? No, I didn't go with Lloris, Jonesy. I went with Ramsdale. You're talking about combined 11s. I didn't go with that. I went with Ramsdale in mind. The Arsenal and City game will be very interesting. I think this season is their best chance to beat them, but I still worry Arsenal at the back, says Daniel. The reason Arsenal won't win the league is because they've got no squad. They've got no depth. This is their best 11 today, and they don't have the depth, do they? If Jesus gets injured, you've got Nketiah up front. If Xhaka or Partey get injured, you're looking at El Nini and Lokonga. The best position you've got depth in is left back. Saka gets injured, what you got? So they've got a very good first 11, Arsenal, but it takes time to build a team, and Arteta's next step is to buy Laser Gaming says spend in January. Yeah, that's their best thing. That's their best option. But that will be the next phase of Arsenal anyway. The next phase will be to build a bench. And then when they've done that, what can stop them, really? They'll be ready to compete. EJ says, big up, Mark. Thank you very much, mates. Are you going to do the Arsenal-Liverpool game next week? Yes. It's a weird Sunday next week because Arsenal play Liverpool at 4:30. And then I think Man United are kicking off at 7 or something like that. So, but yeah, we will. I will do Arsenal Liverpool because I'll just go back to back. Zinchenko is versatile, yes. Blue Floyd, he's a good signing. Here's Martinelli, unmarked again. I'll be stunned if Martinelli don't score. I've said it, and I'll say it again. What's your favourite chocolate, Mark? Says Tom. I like a Topic. I haven't had one for ages, but I do like a Topic. The problem with Topics is the best place to get them is Poundland, where you can get 4. And that's just too many. Literally. I can eat 2, but it is too many. Glazer's only hope to stay is Super League money, says KD. Apparently something's going to get announced about the Super League, isn't it, soon? Something to do with Barcelona, I read today. Will you do watch along with Ben Foster, says Storksy? Nothing planned. Thoughts on Gilmour to Arsenal, says Daniel Gibson. Nobby says Arsenal are in the driving seat here. Well, I just think it doesn't matter who you are. When you are the underdog, and Spurs are the underdog because of how they're playing, you can't give sloppy goals away. And the honest truth is that every goal you concede, you will always find somebody to blame. But the goals that Spurs have conceded today are both preventable. And if you want to try and win these sort of games, it's hard enough without conceding silly goals. And Martinelli is clearly better than Sancho and Anthony, says Zayn Miasi. Who was the best player from the Sidemen charity match in your opinion, says Atlas. On pure football ability, it's Noah Beck. On the actual day, lovely ball by Son. I thought Harry Pinero played really well. And I think, obviously, Mini Minter played very, very well. Even though I didn't get one mention in his analysis of the goals. Nothing. The word Goldbridge didn't come out in 10 minutes. Gutted. You know. Oh, you know, you're the coach. You dictate the play. You tell people what to do. Nothing. There's no glory. Yeah, I'd probably say him or Harry Pinero on the day were the best 2 players on the pitch. But the best talent is Noah Beck. I liked the quiz with Foster. Forgot about Satanta, says Chris. Go on. Oh, Højbjerg on the edge of the box. Wanted a corner. Didn't get one. Just got to get the door wet in a minute. It's all going off today, isn't it? Might be delivering my internet with a pigeon. Poor old pigeon. He's flown all the way with the internet, and I said I've got the other one to work now. We're back now. I remember when I used to have a fake chair. I used to have a fake chair, and people were like, "Is that chair real?" Jesus just had a header, but he was offside. We've still got half an hour to go in this game. Loads going on. Give me some sneak. Cherry bomb. Which is not what that is. That's blue raspberry. This definitely ain't a fake chair. Look, it moves. Noah Beck's just... Harry Kane! Not got the pace. Not got the pace to get past Saliba there. Not in a million years. Any reason behind the Hugo Boss jumper today? It was hanging up in the cupboard, and I just thought I'll wear that today. Yeah. Although I could, boss. Yeah, I'm a good boss. No, that's not what I was wearing. What a lovely ball that is out to Perisic on the left-hand side. Interesting cross, but nobody has got the intelligence to attack the 6-yard box. I think there'll be some more goals in this game. Oh, he's so bad. He's so bad. Emerson Royale, he's so bad. Well, he might be getting a card here, Emerson Royale. I mean, there's an element of, do you want to give him a red? Oh, he has given him a red. He's given him a red. Oh my God. Is that a red? I don't know. I've now got to say, I'm going to go a poll on this. Is that a red? Because the game's ruined by a red card again. Fucking idiot. I mean, look, I didn't even know he'd given a red, so I've got to say that... Fucking, you know... That's a yellow. Ah, dear. Well, you know the thing that annoys me the most is that I did say before the game that Emerson Royale is a dreadful footballer and Spurs pay the price of picking him. So whether you think it's a red or not, when you pick a player like that, you get what you deserve. He's a ridiculously bad footballer. So Conte cannot feel sorry for himself because Emerson Royale is crap. But in the context of the game, it just annoys me. And this could happen in the Manchester derby tomorrow. This is a big game. There's a lot of people watching it. And as a referee, you've got to make sure that you're getting these decisions absolutely spot on because it's game over now. It's absolutely game over. I would have to see that in proper time. The reason I think it's a yellow is because yet again, we're reffing a game in slow motion. And I didn't know he'd been given a red. And can I just say, this is not about disliking Arsenal or favouring Spurs or anything like that. We're having a grown-up conversation here. And Arsenal fans don't need to get their knickers in a twist because you're going to win the game anyway. And you've been the better side. I'm talking about the actual decision. And I refuse to judge a tackle on a slow-mo. And on a slow-mo, it looks nasty. But I need to see it in real time. And I'm fed up of having to watch replays in slow-mo to see if it's a red card. Can I see it in real time? Because then, in real time, I can make a judgment of whether it was deliberate or whether it was accidental. And if it's accidental, Martinelli has not broken his leg. He's absolutely fine. So you've got to get decisions like that absolutely spot on. And I can't judge that on a slow-mo. And that's what we're being asked to do. So people are saying it's a clear red. It's very 50-50 in the poll. So please don't start getting abusive with each other. It's obviously quite a close call, but I can't judge it on a slow-mo because that's not how football is played. But what I will say, if I was a Spurs fan, I would be asking questions about why you've bought Jed Spence and Doherty when they both can play right back and they are both better than Emerson Royale. He is a bad footballer. And not only is he a bad footballer, he's cost you the derby because he's put a tackle in that's got him a red card. So I don't think it is a red. And Martinelli is definitely not injured. And now it's 3-1. 3-1 to Arsenal. Joe says Tottenham fans loved him. Martinelli gets the assist. It's game over. 3-1. Anthony Taylor with the assist here. I mean, this could get really dangerous now for Spurs. But we've still got 25 minutes to go. And I think as a football fan, you know, we forget about this when the international break's there and you're deprived of football. As a football fan, and look, Arsenal fans can't take a pop at me. I fucking knew your manager was decent when most of you thought he was shit. So I can see what Arteta's building at Arsenal. They're a very good side. But as a football fan, we forget about this, how games can be completely ruined by bad officiating, and he's ruined this game. It's over. It was over at 2-1. It's over now. It's 100% over, because there is no way back at this level when you're away from home against Arsenal, when you're a counter-attacking side. There's no way back at all. So, referee, well done. I'm sick of Spurs being spoken about like they're choir boys. Violent, part of the ball, anti-football. The ball was never considered in that tackle, says Ben White. DM says, I'm fed up with Spurs. They're awful. Emerson is an embarrassment and Richarlison is poor. Richarlison's been crap. Richarlison has been crap. I'm going to see if I can just get a look at this in real time, because I do feel a sense of guilt that in slow time I thought that could be a red. But you can't judge a tackle on slow time. No, there's no clips of it. Okay. Got one now. Yeah, it's a slow-mo. No, you know what? He should have got a yellow for that. He's not going for the ball. He's gone to trip him up, and he should have got a yellow. I think the fact that he's caught him with the studs has meant Anthony Taylor thinks it's a red. I don't think it's a red. I think it's a yellow. But game's been ruined, and Arsenal win. Simple as that. It's 50-50 on the red in the chat. I mean, I actually think it probably should be a little bit more. To be fair, Taylor did Spurs a favour against Chelsea, says Tiger Claws. Johannes says you can't expect refs to not give cards because the game won't be good after. Of course you can. Of course you bloody can. This is the whole problem with VAR. This is the whole problem with referees. They referee on a fucking rule book that they don't understand. Millions of people are watching this game, and it's boring unless you're an Arsenal fan. It's been ruined. It was a good game for an hour. Now, Emerson Royale has to never play for Spurs again. Like, I don't know why he's still playing for Spurs. He's a shit footballer who's cost Spurs the game. Bottom line, don't give him an excuse. But I think Anthony Taylor in this circumstance has got to think this is a derby. It's a good game. It's borderline red card. I'm not going to give it. I think the referees don't do this enough. And I'm terrified of Michael Oliver tomorrow because I think he'll do the same. And I'm sorry, Anthony Taylor. I met Mark Clattenburg last week. Nice guy. Used to call him Prattenberg as a ref. Nice guy. But I used to think he was a prat as a referee. This is not a personal judgment on them. I think Anthony Taylor's a dreadful referee. I do. I've always said it. He's the only man. He's the only referee I've ever stopped to watch along for. 70 minutes into the FA Cup final. Oh, surprise, surprise. What was that? Arsenal-Chelsea. I couldn't believe the amount of bad decisions he was given against Chelsea. He sent a Chelsea player off. I never thought it was a red, so I switched it off. I think he's a dreadful referee, but it's over now. And Arsenal, I think, need to start thinking about the Liverpool game next week, because if they win that, then it's massive, isn't it? Sit down, United fans who only said we only beat bad teams, says Amy Assey. And could have been yellow, but a cynical challenge. Maybe some karma for the missed red on Son for throwing an elbow the last game at Spurs, says David. It's 50-50 on the red card. And I will say this in defence of Arsenal fans. I think it's more of a red than a yellow, but I just wouldn't have given a red. I think you've got a responsibility as a referee to, it's a derby basically, and I know people will go, well, no, you've got to referee games the same. Bullshit. I've been watching football for many years, and in a derby, you've got to let some things go. Anthony Taylor will be protected, as he always is, because they'll go, by the letter of the law, it is a red card, but it's a bloody derby. It's a derby, and you've got to let some stuff go, and he just hasn't. On December the 15th, there'll be a ruling that will decide if the Super League is legal or not. If so, Barcelona and clubs receive 700 million in the first 6 months from it, says Kaz. It's gone back to Italy, England again. I tell you what, I'm going to figure out a way to get that fucking thing off. Yeah, piss off, Italy, England. Done it. Let's have a look what people are saying. We've had a few super chats coming in. Let me just catch up. Game ruined, Mark. Can we do a watch along of The Office at some point? Would you be up for that? Of the OG The Office at some point, says Matt Rowlands. Hi, Mark. United fan here. Do you still think Spurs and Chelsea are better than United, says Brian? I think United have already shown this season that they can give everybody a game. So we'll see tomorrow about Man City, but we've beaten Arsenal. I think we can beat Spurs. I think we can beat Chelsea, but I'm not going to say that they couldn't beat us either. Spurs' problem is they're too counter-attacking. And I'm going to say this now. I like Conte. I don't know how long Spurs fans will put up with this. They'll probably get top 4 this year, and they'll like that. But they won't like that their biggest rival, Arsenal, are playing better football than them. It's an interesting dynamic because Spurs fans will be like, yeah, we love top 4, but they won't love Arsenal playing better football than them. But you know what? Arsenal have played really well this season. Like, they're a good team. They were very good at Old Trafford, and it was naivety that cost them that game. Arsenal have played really, really well. Liverpool next week is going to be really interesting. I'm really excited about that one. But I predicted 3-1. It might not end up being 3-1 because Arsenal have got 15 minutes against 10 men. But the Spurs side are just too negative. They're too negative. And look, give Arsenal credit. They're a really good side. Really good side. And but Spurs have, if you look at all the goal, if you look at the red card, Emerson's an idiot. I don't think it is a red, but he's given the opportunity for it to be a red. If you look at the second goal, that's on Lloris. If you look at the first goal, that's on the midfield. I mean, the third goal, it's down to 10 men. If the intention of Royale, then he should have really broken his leg. Referee is obviously an Arsenal fan. Remember, Trippier red card, says got removed, says I'm the truth. Come back from Spurs, says Binny. I don't think that's going to happen. On the balance of play, Arsenal deserve to win it. I'm just disappointed that we've been deprived of a good last half an hour. I think at 2-1, it was a good game. As soon as the red card happens, it becomes what it is now. We're only 100 subscribers away from 776,000, so please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Thanks everyone for tuning in. What goes around comes around. Mate, I'm not interested in the Spurs-Arsenal politics. I'm just a fan watching a game of football. Disappointed that we have been deprived of a good half an hour. It doesn't matter to me whether Spurs should have had a yellow card or a red card in a previous game. Void of Life says, your entertainment is not relevant to whether it's a red card. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Your opinion's not relevant to me. My opinion's not relevant to you. It's a childish comment you're coming out with then, because I've watched football for decades, and anybody who knows football knows that in a derby, you've got to let some things go. So you saying my entertainment or your entertainment's not relevant when refereeing a game is exactly why we have so many problems with the English game. We have the worst referees in Europe. It's been proven. Look at the weekend where all the VAR stuff had. If you have good referees, you referee games differently if you're a good referee. You cannot, and you're a fucking idiot if you say you should, referee a derby the same as any other game. Because ultimately, you are then basically diluting what a derby is. You want some physicality. You want some competition. Any ex-player will say that as well. In a derby, you want the game to be refereed differently because it is a different game. So I'm not in the minority for saying that. You might not agree with that. You might want every decision to be the same in every game. That's up to you. But that's been something that's been discussed for years. I've heard Arsene Wenger say it. I've heard Sir Alex Ferguson say it. I've heard loads of people say it. A derby, you want to be refereed differently. That's just my preference. If you don't, you've got it. You've got your way. Well done. We're sat here watching the last 25 minutes of a game that may as well be a pre-season friendly because Spurs have shut up shop and Arsenal are down into third gear. So this game ended on the 65th minute. But, you know, Anthony Taylor's an Arsenal fan, says Harrison Hunter. It's not a ridiculous argument, Alex, because it's something that's been discussed for years. You might not like it, but maybe you don't watch football. Maybe you're just a fair weather fan. Maybe you don't really pay attention to what people are talking about. But best managers, best players, worst referees, says Chris. It's always been discussed. I can't help it if you're not intelligent enough to listen. It's always been discussed. In a derby, you want the referee to let a few things go. I've heard it so many times over the years. I've heard people say, look, I hope the referee doesn't get his yellow card out until at least the 25th minute. Otherwise, we're going to get 4 or 5 red cards. You've got to let things go in a derby, in my opinion, and many other people. But this referee is one of the worst referees we've ever had in the Premier League. And for some reason, he gets selected to represent us in the FA Cup, in the Champions League. And as the best English referee. Letting Reds go could cause more controversy too, says Orange. Well, we had 9,000 people vote and you went 50-50. So whether it's a red or it's not a red, it's going to create controversy, isn't it? I think one thing we can all rest easy about is that Arsenal deserve to win the game because they've been the better team. And then I think one thing that Spurs fans can pretty much agree with is, why does Conte pick Emerson Royal? He's a dreadful footballer and he's cost you any chance of getting back into this game. So, you know, I think that they're two consistent things that nobody can argue about. Arsenal have been the better side and Emerson Royal has cost Spurs the game. Isaac says, at what point is health a factor? What health are you talking about? Martinelli wasn't hurt by that tackle. If you're trying to tell me that Martinelli was hurt, he's exactly the same as what Grealish did against Nathan Collins a few weeks ago. You feel a bit of contact, you make the most of it, and you hope the referee does the job. Martinelli was up within 30 seconds sprinting down the wing. He's not injured. He's played the game. I don't blame Martinelli. I've done that countless times. You receive a bad tackle, you stay down until the referee makes a decision. You're taught that when you're 10. You can't blame Martinelli for that. You can't blame Jack Grealish for that. It's part of the game. You stay down like you're really hurt and you see what happens. Jobel says, why is he slagging off Emerson? Clueless Muppet. Anyone want to stick up for Jobel? So apparently me saying that Emerson's crap and cost you the game makes me a clueless Muppet. Time for me to retire then. I've completely misread the room. He's one of the best right-backs in the world, and he's not the reason that you've lost this game. Football's back. No, what I'm saying is that Grealish stayed down like he'd been really hurt by Nathan Collins, and he wasn't really hurt. If you disagree with me, you can call in to Talk Sport tonight. There seems to be a lot of people with a lot of opinion, which I absolutely love. And tonight at 7:30, I'll be on YouTube and on national radio with Call Goldbridge, and you can call in and have your say. I can't say fairer than that. Mate, you can't have some rules for some games and different rules for another in the same league. You're living... No, you're an idiot, Matthew. Sorry, I don't care whether people think that's offensive. You've not listened. You've done a super chat. Well done, but you've not listened to what I said. Countless times over the years, people have said when you referee a derby, you need to referee it differently because it's a different game with high energy in the stadium, high stakes. You cannot referee the same game the same way in the derby because you will ruin it. And I stand by that. It's not something I've pulled out my arse. It's been said for years. You want a referee to referee a game differently. I'm a Man United fan. We're playing Man City tomorrow. If Ruben Diaz goes and does a yellow card tackle on Ronaldo in the first 5 minutes tomorrow, I don't want it to be a yellow card. Even though I'm a Man United fan, I don't want the Man City player to get a yellow card for a yellow card challenge in the first 5 minutes. Because I know one of my players is going to do the same thing in the next 5 minutes, and then he gets a yellow card and he might get a red card. I want, and many people would agree with me on this, that in a Manchester derby or a North London derby, you want the referee just to be a little bit more lenient because you don't want the game to end up like this. Unless you are one of these people who just go, no, I think it should be refereed the same way. In which case, fine. That's up to you, isn't it? But what's happened since the red card? Anthony Taylor can't keep his cards out of his pocket. Everything's a yellow card now because he's set the precedent. And that's why people say it. You might not agree with it, but you're not going to change my mind. You start handing out, by the book, yellow cards and red cards, you're going to spend a lot of time writing names down in your cards. And that's why people in a derby do and have said that you want a referee that knows how to referee a derby because ultimately, I mean, look, if there's a shocking tackle, you've got to give a red. Of course you have. But I think these games don't come around very often and you want them to be good games. And I think for 65 minutes, it's been a fantastic match. And I think the last 25 minutes have been shit. Will Arsenal get at least second in the Premier League, says Hassan. I've been a big praiser of Arteta since he came into Arsenal. And I think they've just got to take it every game as it comes. But I think their first 11 is as good as they've had in years. And I think their first 11 can beat most teams in the Premier League. I'd worry about the bench of Arsenal. I don't think they've got squad depth and they are going to have to play a lot of games. But they already had this ability last season to win. If they lose, win. If you lose, win. And they seem to still have that with a better team. They don't seem to be drawing games. So I think Arsenal, at this moment in time, look absolutely nailed on for top four, which at the start of the season, their fans would have loved. I don't think they can win the league. I don't think Arsenal fans think they can win the league. But at the moment, they are certainly quite rightly discussed as title contenders because they're doing a good job. There wasn't much force in that challenge. You see worse go unpunished every week. He didn't go through with the studs. He pulled away. McGrady. Absolutely spot on about derbies. You want the game to be played and not to be killed by red cards, says Matty Ross. I think ultimately it just comes down to opinion, doesn't it? It comes down to what you want in a football match. And I'm not here to fall out with people. I'm here to just, talk about football and try and deliver both sides, even if I completely disagree with it. But I think it's a shame that we spent so long talking about a red card because it's ruined the game for one. And two, I refuse to watch a tackle in slow motion. And the only way I can see it online at the moment is slow-mo. I can't see it anywhere else. And even in slow-mo, it looks like he's trying to trip him up. If he wanted to stud him and be reckless, he could have done it. and he didn't. I know he catches him with the studs, but it looks to me like he's just trying to trip him up and take a yellow card, which is petulant and stupid. And you've got to blame Emerson if you're a Spurs fan. But I do think the referee could have had a look at that in real time and made a different choice. Genuine question. Would you say the same thing if it was United versus City? As an Arsenal fan, I'm glad we can say we've finally been tested, says Moon. I just said the same thing. Tomorrow, I don't want Michael Oliver to referee the game like you referee any other game. I don't. The red card has been given, yes. But look at Trippier's on Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Look, Anthony Taylor's a bad referee. Fair play to Arsenal for getting the benefit, but I don't think it was a red. 50-50, some people. I don't think it's a red in a derby, and I think he's ruined the game. And I think Christopher's right. It's a classic orange. You flip a coin, red or yellow. And I think in a derby, you give a yellow. But that's too much like common sense. But I don't want it to take away from Arsenal, who played really, really well. And they have played really, really well. Let's have a look at the Fantasy Premier League. Ben White got me 5 points. Got me an assist. Good old Ben White. He got me 5 points. Jesus has got me 12. Oh, I didn't put Martinelli in. I thought I'd put Martinelli in. I didn't put him in. Idiot. Now, I just want to look at who's going to get the bonus points. So the bonus points are going to Partey, Jesus and Xhaka. They're the 3 points. So 3 points for Partey, 2 points for Jesus, 1 point for Xhaka if you've got Fantasy Premier League. Tierney just hit a great shot. I tell you what, you should watch my Premier League predictions. Joshua says, awful take, Mark. I'm on TalkSport tonight. If you want to call in, Joshua, and instead of typing 3 irrelevant words in capitals, you've actually got the balls to call in and we'll have a proper conversation about it. I'm on TalkSport tonight. Call in. Tell me what you think. I'll still say the same. You're not going to change my mind. And I will say this right now. Before the Manchester derby, I want that game to be refereed differently tomorrow because it's a derby. I don't know the result. I don't know the score. I don't know what should be a red or a yellow. But I want Michael Oliver to referee that game differently tomorrow. And it's not even been kicked off. I don't want it to be refereed like Manchester United against Bournemouth. I want him to let some stuff go. I want the game to flow. It's a passionate game. It's a Manchester derby. I want that game. I want it to be refereed in a way that, lets the game flow. I don't want loads of yellow cards, red cards, shit like that. I don't want that. Some people do, some people don't. I don't want that. Simple as that. And I've always said that. I said it on Wednesday when I was doing the preview for the Manchester derby. I want the referee to keep his cards in his pocket as long as he can and let it be and let the game go. I want to see some crunching tackles. That's what you want to see in a derby. I want to see a bit of passion. I think with some Arsenal fans, they were like this when we used to play them with Wenger and Sir Alex. They want to just be protected by referees. They don't want a bit of passion involved. That's up to them. But I want that. Arsenal top of the league and looking very, very good. Spurs, I think... I don't know. I don't know what Spurs' season's going to be because... Could be 4-1 here. Yeah, I don't know what Spurs' season's going to be because you're not going to counter-attack your way to the league. Are you doing 3 PMs? No. Zoo says it was never a red. But I think Arsenal's... do you know what a hypocrite is? Somebody just called me a hypocrite. I don't think you know what a hypocrite is. I'm not a hypocrite. I say what I think and I stick by it. That's not being a hypocrite. Hypocrites change their mind. Another yellow card for Anthony, for Dyer. How is that a yellow card? Fucking hell. I mean, he's literally... any sneak today, Mark? If so, what flavour you got? Oh, you just reminded me, actually. Don't forget, you can get 10% off with the code SNEAKBRIDGE. It's exclusive for you. The first 200 people get 10% off with the code SNEAKBRIDGE. They've got their new red shakers out. They came out yesterday. You can get the starter pack where you get your shaker and 9 different flavours to try as part of the starter pack. Or you can go straight for your 40-serving tubs. Links in the description. Delivered to your door. Low calorie, sugar-free energy drinks. Blue raspberry. I've not really got through. I was about halfway through, but second half I've just been sipping it, really. It's not been the exciting second half I thought it was going to be. So yeah, check it out. Sneak. Links in the chat or scan the QR code. 10% off. There's an argument about what a hypocrite is now. Yeah, a hypocrite's somebody who contradicts what they're saying. I'm not contradicting what I'm saying. I think a derby should be refereed in a different way. I stand by it. I'm not going to change my mind. There will be people who think it's a red. There will be people who think that it isn't. I don't think it is because I just think it's soft, and I don't think soft should be associated with a derby. But the game is over, and I just want to say, I'm going to do a match reaction anyway. The game is over, and I just want to say that Arsenal were the better team. They were the better team. There you go. Manchester United against Arsenal is not a derby. So I don't know why people are talking about that. It's not a derby. We're talking about derbies here. Right, I'm going to go and do my match reaction. Thanks everyone for watching. Look, if you're really heated, 7:30 tonight, it's Call Goldbridge. It's on TalkSport. Call Goldbridge. Get on the phone. Tell me why it's a red. Tell me why you need to referee every game the same. Tell me why you want these sort of half an hours in a game ruining a derby. Get involved in it. Arsenal deserve to win the game. Anthony Taylor shouldn't be refereeing, in my opinion. And Emerson Royale should not be a Premier League footballer. That's the big takeaway. Why is he still getting games? Simple as that. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe. And Manchester Derby tomorrow on the United Stand, of course. Don't forget to check out Sneak, sneakenergy.com. Loads of stuff you can get. 10% off for the first 200 people who use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. Links in the description as well. It's been a good thing. It's been great to have football back. Fair play to Arsenal. And I'll speak to you all in a bit.